Good day everybody. It's part 2 from the Enchanted City. Surya Varma, also called as Ravi Varma, he is tricked and he became a stone. Now it is on the other two siblings, and Chandra Varma decided he will also follow his brother. He will go to the Enchanted City and complete the quest. And he also said the same thing. If I do not return in 3 months, please continue to govern the country. Do not stop anything for my sake. And when he went there, he also encountered with this old man. The old man gave him the same advice. Chandravarma listened to everything keenly and he went on. He heard the same voices. He heard a woman crying for help, and as he just ignored it. He knew that he has to ignore at this point because it is deceptive. And now as he got forward, what happened? There is this shouting from many people started abusing Chandravarma and his clan. All of his they started abusing Chandravarma's grandfather, the grandfather's father, the whole clan. They started abusing Chandravarma's mother in a very deteriorating way. He felt very furious. He was angered a lot. So what will he do now? He took a sword and he just wanted to cut those throats, slit the throats of people who dared to talk about his people. So what did he do? He just took the sword and turned and he dropped into a stone. Alas, the kingdom has lost 2 of its crown princes. Now, the kingdom was waiting for Chandravarma to return, and 3 months passed. There is no word from either of them, Suryavarma or Chandravarma. Now it is Prithvi's decision. Prithvi can either continue to be the princess and become the queen of the kingdom, which is open to her, or she can take on the quest. It's a tough decision. The queen position is directly to her. It's easy, but it did not look good on her conscience. She said, "No, I cannot do this. If my brothers were not able to return, then they must be in some danger. Probably I can help them, and I should return with them, and probably I should finish the quest and only can become the queen. If I am not able to complete the quest, I am not eligible to become the queen." This is the dialogue which is going inside Prithvi. There is one more side which says, "No, Prithvi, you can't leave your parents, you can't leave your kingdom. It is your responsibility to become the queen of this place." So Prithvi was in a dilemma. Then she decided, come what may, I'll have to face this. I'll have to choose the right path. And she decided to go on the quest. Everybody tried persuading her to stay back, but nothing would help. She has decided that she would go and she would bring back. Very strong determination. And when she went to the city, she encountered the same old man. The old man with very sad eyes told her everything, that what all obstacles she might face while crossing this stretch. And Prithvi, she listened to everything carefully and she thought, okay, this desert is very deceptive. I should be really careful. So this desert is going to play with my emotions. So I should be very careful with my emotions. I should be controlled with my emotions. I should not lose myself. That is what she decided. She just did not go. First, she sat down and she made a plan. And she just moved on. And when she heard these voices coming, she never turned. The woman wailing, she never turned. People abusing, she could hear. Then she remembered the story her teacher taught. Only when you take the abuse does it come to you. If you do not take the abuse, it will just go to the person who has given it to you. So she never took the abuse. Few yards passed and people they're pelting the stones. It was hurting her. She was covered with wounds, but she is a tough warrior. So she knows that wounds are physical wounds will get healed. What is her aim now? To go protect her brothers. And she passed the desert. And then she entered a place which is filled with gravel, lots of pebbles. She thought, okay, the terrain has changed. So I'll have to expect something different and something more dangerous here. And she was cautious. All her 6 senses were at an elevated level. She escalated her senses. She kept her ears open, eyes sharp, focused. She was expecting any danger to come from any part of this place. She was ready with her sword, with her shield, and lots of other things. She had few medicines in case she gets into a trouble. Some healing things, everything. She was ready and she was getting on. She was moving forward. And she saw a huge cave. The cave was beautiful and it was shining in a silver light was emanating from the cave. She said, okay, this silver light looks like a moonlight. How come a moonlight coming from a cave? So she said, okay, glittery things will put us in danger. So we'll have to be all the more careful there. And she started entering the cave. When she entered the cave, she saw a huge door. The door had 12 snakes. All snakes looked very ferocious and venomous. They did not get down the door, but they were guarding the door. So Prithvi knew that she has to pass on this door, but how will she do it without getting hurt herself? And she was searching for some equipment and she found an old barrel lying there. She had an idea. She got herself into the barrel and rolled towards the door and hit the door and moved ahead. The snakes started pounding on her. They started to attack her. But somehow she rolled herself forward and she crossed the place. But while rolling herself front, the barrel gave away. But she was not in the vicinity of the snakes. The snakes just disappeared. So she understood, okay, only this one obstacle and I've crossed the obstacle, the snakes cannot harm you. She was very happy about it. But the barrel, being old, it gave away. So she went on again by walk. And then she could see a golden door filled with more snakes, 24 this time. And she knew she didn't have any barrel or any support. All she was having was, she was covered with lots of armor and everything. That is fine, but there are few places which is not covered. So she has to be very careful in tackling these snakes. She tried to maneuver the snakes with her sword. She slashed a few. She tried to shield herself with a shield and she tried to protect herself with the shield and she just tried to pass away from the door. But she was able to conquer most of the snakes, but one snake found a place on her wrist which was open. So it struck her there and She immediately slashed the snake, but not before the venom passing into her hands. Prithvi, it was very painful. It was very painful, and she could see the blue venom getting into her skin fast. Her skin was turning blue. There is no time to stop for any medication. Immediately she took the sword, slashed her hand. Her left hand is gone. She's only with the right hand. And then she took all the medicines and she applied on the wound, which is profusely bleeding and is giving a lot of pain to Prithvi. She just tied with all the medicines and she tied it held so that she will not have further blood loss. And she continued with single hand inside the cave. Now, what will happen to Prithvi? Will she be able to complete the quest? Let us find about it tomorrow, in the next episode. I am leaving the description of the previous episode in my description box. You can see that story along with this and wait for the next one. Thank you. Bye.